My name is Kaidra Larson, and this is my informative speech. Got drugs? Performance-enhancing drugs have become a problem with athletes over the past few decades. There are several ways to use drugs or chemicals to enhance an athlete's performance, but with it come risks and consequences. Over the years, I have watched several professional athletes receive punishments and poor health conditions for using drugs to enhance their sports performances. By becoming more educated with the pros and cons of using performance-enhancing drugs or PEDs, it will allow people to perform at their chosen level. I'm going to share with you facts and information I have learned about PEDs. Performance-enhancing drugs heighten the level of play for athletes. Athletes' functions, speed, and strength are all enhanced by the drugs or chemicals that are consumed. Athletes most often are so driven to accomplish personal goals and dreams that sometimes they resort to these drugs to better themselves. There are several different types of these illegal drugs that can be consumed. Anabolic steroids is a testosterone drug. It can be taken orally, injected, or used as a cream or gel. It lowers body fat, increases muscle mass, and creates stronger bones. It also helps athletes from a hard workout. It helps their muscles from being cramped and damaged, which also prevents overtraining. Another one is stimulants, which are like amphetamines or caffeine, like energy drinks, Red Bull, Monsters, 5-Hour Energy. All of this keeps you alert and aware. It promotes aggressiveness, and it stimulates the central nervous system, increasing the heart rate and blood pressure. Human growth hormone is a prescription medication. It increases muscle mass and injury resistance. There are also illegal supplements that can be used, such as ephedrine. There are also legal supplements that can be taken, like dietary supplements, vitamins, minerals, proteins, amino acids. There are all kinds that you can use. Protein shakes, vitamins like vitamin D, anything like that are all legal. There are several reasons that athletes use performance-enhancing drugs. Some athletes may get injured during their season, and they might think that that injury is going to take them out for the rest of the year, possibly their career. So they resort to using these drugs, hoping to get them back. This can make them come back sooner, stronger, better, faster than before, and it can also, move them up if they come back better than before. Other athletes use PEDs to play at a higher level of competition. Some examples are Lance Armstrong, who was a Tour de France cyclist. He had 7 titles, but they were stripped of him for using EPO, testosterone, cortisone, human growth hormone, and illegal blood transfusions. All 7 titles were taken from him. He said that he was so driven to win. He stated it was impossible to win Tour de France without cheating. Another one is Mark McGwire, who played baseball in the major leagues. He was at the top of his game and had the most home runs in a season, but was later surpassed by Barry Bonds. He admitted to using steroids and the human growth hormone. He also had several injuries during his career, and he used these drugs to help him recover and to prevent future injuries. Ben Johnson was an Olympic track star from Canada. He was stripped of his gold medal for using steroids. This ruined his reputation and his career. There are several consequences for using drugs to enhance a player's performance. There are many health risks, obviously, that come from taking these, such as stunting the growth of adolescents, addiction, liver, acne, cardiovascular effects, emotional instability, and dehydration. Just some of them. Athletes also run the risk of being suspended for the illegal use of these drugs, benefiting their performances. They might be fined, they could be taken away from playing their game for a while, and in the meantime another player comes and plays in their position, but when that player comes back, they might have to fight for their position and they might not get it back. There are also several arguments against taking these drugs, such as it being unethical. If two players at the same height of play are competing for one position, and one player resorts to taking PEDs and the other doesn't, and that one player that uses the drugs might surpass the other, that's unethical. It's unfair. It's unsportsmanlike. You know, how is it fair for two people with the same natural God-given ability to compete, and one cheats and gets a spot? It is unfair to the other person, and that's why people argue against it. Performance-enhancing drugs benefit a player's ability to perform well, but this for success comes with risks and consequences that can hurt players' health and careers. As more and more sports competitors resort to using these drugs, there is a higher risk of negative consequences over positive outcomes.